All right, traders, it is Will with Trader Society. I'm in a phenomenal mood right now. It's been a wild weekend to say the least. And with that being said, I've got some phenomenal setups prepared for you. This video is truly going to prepare you to trade the best setups at the best prices. So make sure you stay to the end of this video and smash that like button, guys. I am telling you, these setups that I have prepared are phenomenal setups. So let's get straight into it. So first things first, let's go over the SPY. So in terms of the SPY, what we're currently looking at for the micro is the short-term price action. We're looking for some sort of reversal on the SPY. The SPY is due for some sort of pullback. Within just 4 days, the SPY has ran from 413s in the pre-market all the way to $445. This is what we call an overreaction for the short term. Now, I will say this, in terms of my macro point of view on the SPY right now, at some point, it could be sooner or it could be later, but at some point, the macro is going to continue to kick in, and we should see a gap fill on the SPY at $464. At some point, all of these stocks this year, like PayPal, see how it's been beaten down. It's finally starting to bottom out and fill this gap. Same thing like Roblox. It's been beaten down. It's finally starting to fill these gaps. All of these stocks had massive gap downs in February. And I do believe at some point this year, whether it's sooner or later, we have to study the micro, price action to view that. I do believe for the macro, at some point, these stocks are going to shoot back up and start to fill their gaps and head back up towards where they were in terms of February. That's why I did decide to invest into Shopify at $638. I could see this going to $800 to even $900 this year. So we have to be careful as, micro traders as well, because the macro is bullish on the SPY. So I want to bring awareness to that. If you're doing micro puts for the reversal, you got to get in, you got to get out, you got to play it very, very safe. But in terms of where I stand for the micro, we're due for a pullback. We are due for some sort of pullback. We're due for some sort of reversal. The two key levels that I want you to focus on the SPY is going to be right here. The first level is going to be where SPY closed on Friday. The previous closing price, $444.52. That is going to be a key level. $442.52. As you can see, SPY has already had a breakout past that level. So if the SPY can crack 444.52, we should begin to see a nice pullback, a nice reversal. If it can crack that, if it gaps up. So if SPY gaps up and it cracks 444.52, we should see a nice micro pullback into the mid 430s. That's what I'm thinking on the SPY. Right around here towards, I would say, $438, right around that zone, right? So just understand, if the SPY gaps up, it has to crack 440.52. If it cracks that, we should see a very nice pullback. Another thing I want to bring awareness to, if the SPY gaps up, there's a gap to fill above. It still hasn't filled yet. There's a gap to fill right here. It's like a 3-cent gap at $446.60. If the SPY fills that gap and has a reversal, it's going to be a bearish confirmation to buy puts. So again, if SPY gaps up tomorrow, then we're going to be looking to see how it reacts at 446.60. If it reacts as a resistance, we buy the put options, write it back down to fill the gap below. There's going to be a gap to fill below if it gaps up at 440.52. If it reacts to support, take the profits. If it cracks, add more into the crack, it should get crushed. That's going to be the key levels. The key levels are 446.60 and 444.52. Your resistance is 440.60. Your support, your overall key breakdown level, the new one is going to be 440.52, right? So those are the key levels. If it reacts bullish, if it reacts to support, then we're going to start to see a strong macro move kicking in on the SPY, and it will start to ramp up into the 451 to 452 zone. So in order for that macro move to not trigger this week, we have to stay, at some point it's going to trigger, right? We have to stay under 446.60. If SPY can remain that as resistance, if it can crack 440.52, we're going to see a very nice pullback this week. If it turns it into support, we're going to see that macro move that I was talking about. At some point it's going to happen. This is just the beginning of the macro move. At some point it's going to happen where SPY is really going to start to ramp up. So pay attention to those key reactions and use very, very tight stops. Don't risk more than like $1, like a $1 move on the contracts, right? So that's kind of the game plan for SPY, to see how it reacts in that zone. It's due for some sort of micro pullback. Now, some stocks on my high alert radar for puts. DIDI. This one is becoming very interesting. We are trending up in after hours. This one is currently following the SPY as well. So what I want you to understand about DIDI is it's due for some sort of pullback. I don't think it's going to be an easy one to be playing puts on. The contracts are moving very good. They're very liquid. They're very volatile. So with this one, it's just waiting for the first red day. When I see this stock have the first red day, say it's tomorrow, the previous closing price will be the best price to buy puts, which will be at 409, this $4 zone. If you see fours cracking, reacting as resistance, it's going to be a play for puts. That's if it gaps down. If it gaps up, my next level of interest is going to be $4.46, right around there, 446 to 470s to even 480s. We got to see. MULN is currently gapping down. With that being said, you can see right here, it had a nice little gap down. It's at 279. It's time to play puts on this. It's time to do a micro put option in terms of the strike. The strike would be a 2.5 strike. April 14th put option. It would be a small position size. This stock is the most easiest one to do puts on. I think for the micro, we're going to see a nice pullback. This is an overreaction, and you could see it filled a gap from $3.05, and it's having a reversal from that keyhole round $3 number, right? So in terms of this one, we're really on track to have some nice red days come in, and we're really on track to go to about $1. I would say $2. My target for this stock right now is $2. The best prices to be buying for the micro would be towards this 180 gap fill zone right here towards the 180s. As you can see, whenever the stock has a big move up, it likes to have big micro pullbacks. But it keeps on going up. With that being said, we're extremely overbought for the micro. It's having its on track to have its first red day. Best price to buy puts is if it shoots up to 290 and reacts as a resistance. If it cracks 270s, it's going to get absolutely slaughtered and head back to around 219. So I am interested in 2.5 strike puts towards those key resistance levels of 290 and key breakdowns into the 270s. I do believe we are going to see a pullback into the twos this week, and then we can start to see another pump right around that zone. So that's something that I'm interested in as well. CAR is just about done. This stock is really just about done. It had that massive squeeze. I made videos about this one in the past saying it was due for that squeeze. It finally occurred. With that being said, this stock is just about done. What I'm thinking is a mid-term put option where I give it about 60 days and I stay in the money and use it as a passive income trade. That's what I'm looking at, a mid-term put option on CAR. So in terms of this one, the setup would be a gap close reversal. As you're seeing, a lot of these stocks are at key gap close reversal resistance levels. There was a gap to fill at $305.16. It almost got there. It got to, I have 298.95, already had a nice reversal. It's popping back up. So what I'm thinking for this one is I'm waiting towards this 305 and this resistance right around here. Once we get more bearish confirmations in the 300s, I'm going to be interested in buying put options and just kind of holding it out. In terms of where I think we're at on the chart right now, I think we're going to see something like this, where it just has a small pop back up, and then overall, it's just done, and it comes crashing back down to start to fill this gap. There's a gap to fill below at $231.63. As of now, it does look like we're on track to fill that gap within 60 days. So the put options should print if you choose the right contracts and stay in the money and give yourself enough time on the expiration. The max risk will be towards the 300s, the low 300s. If I get stopped out, the next level where I'm interested in playing puts is for the highest gap to fill above towards all-time highs at 357.17. This should be a great passive play. Another stock that I'm interested on for puts is HD. Ticker symbol HD, waiting for the gap to fill. Right here, there's a gap to fill at $346. Once this can push to 346 and react as a resistance, it's going to be a good put opportunity for a climb back down to 336. We're looking at about a 10-point pullback on that particular play. PROG, congratulations for those of you who invested into this stock at $1.08. I literally gave you the bottom of this stock. I saved so many people from bag holding this stock. I was telling them I was shorting in the 5s. I was shorting in the 3s. It's going to be $1. If you want to buy the stock, wait until $1.08. It's literally where it bottomed multiple times now. So congratulations, and I really hope you do, considering locking in some profits, right? Because it's already having a nice move from $1.08 into the 150s. Not really interested in on this one at the moment. If it can push to the 190s around there, then I'd be interested in potentially playing a put option on this one. So RBLX, we already discussed the long-term possibilities. Roku is another long-term possibility gap fill. These will all fill gaps within time. They should. towards their 3-month resistance highs. And those are going to be the main plays. The last one is going to be Tesla. Tesla is due for a micro pullback. There's a gap to fill on Tesla at 923.39. Once we can get to 923.29 and react as a resistance level, we're going to be looking at put options for Tesla stock. That's what I'm waiting for on that one. As you can see, it's got big downside micro potential, and we did just see this massive move up very, very quickly. So if we can form resistance at these key levels on all these stocks, we're going to be looking at a very nice micro pullback. So that's my current views in the market. We're due for a micro pullback. We're going to see how these stocks react towards their best resistance levels, like on the SPY towards 446, right? So we had an overreaction. We're due for a micro pullback. We're waiting for the confirmations. They're basically nearly at their key resistance best levels to do some micro puts, waiting for confirmations. Once we get the confirmations, we play the micro puts. They're due for that pullback. So that's kind of where we're at in the market. We do also have to protect ourselves and understand that we're still due for more macro upside. We're definitely still due for at some point in time for a big macro upside on the SPY and on these stocks, as they're still extremely oversold for the short-term being. So just keep that in mind. So that's where we're at in the situation of the overall market that I'm seeing. Those are going to be the top setups at the play. Another opportunity for micro puts. When Shopify can get to 780, I'm going to be looking for micro puts on other stocks. And how can I forget about CLOV? Oh my gosh, guys, CLOV. And by the way, like long-term Facebook's going to be a $300 stock long-term. CLOV, this is going to be another phenomenal play. When CLOV has its first red day, I'm going to be looking to swing trade put options. When this stock has its first red day, it should continue to see a nice micro pullback throughout the entire week. So I'm waiting for the first red day on CLOV. I'm telling you, those puts will print. That's going to be a number one setup as well. So those are the top setups. In terms of the pattern on CLOV, you could see whenever we have a nice move up on the upside, nice move up on the upside, nice move up on the upside, the first red day triggers here, the first red day triggers here, the first red day triggers here, and then what tends to happen within 1 to 2 weeks? Massive sell-off, massive sell-off, massive sell-off. The puts are going to print. CLV is going to be a top watch. I think that's going to be an easy play. It's extremely overbought. It's due for a pullback. I'm just waiting for that first red day. So those are the top setups. In terms of like rankings, if I were to rank them, SPY is going to be number 1. CLV is definitely going to be up there in terms of like an easy potential swing trade. Give it like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. Stay close to at the money and expirations, keeping expirations at the money, in the money, at the money. So I would say CLV, SPY, and Tesla. Those 3 would be the best setups that I'm currently seeing right now. Those would be the top 3. I've noticed with Chinese stocks like DIDI, those tend to be very tough to trade, even with the strategies. So those can be tough. In terms of like control and easiness and like profitability, I would say CLOV, Tesla, and SPY. Those are the top 3 setups that I'm seeing right now. Thank you guys so much for staying to the end of this video. I hope you're subscribed. I hope you liked the video. And if you do want to be a part of Trader Society, where you get to watch us trade live every single day at market open, you get to watch us trade these setups live, watch me trade these plans, these premeditated trades, these price alerts live, where I get in and where I get out. That's going to be the first link down below in the description. You do also get lifetime access. It's a one-time fee. You're grandfathered in for life. To the chat room, to the members within the chat room, where you can reach out to us privately via direct message. It's the only way to contact me, to reach me. You also get access to the video lesson library, where you get to learn the entire gap method trading system, these unique gap strategies that we're consistently using to make money within the stock market. You'll get access to the education of the price action, technical gap trading strategies. You'll get access to the mindset of trading, and also the risk management and the position sizing. I'm telling you guys, the way I'm trading options, it is extremely profitable. I'm getting in, I'm getting out, I'm compounding my account, I'm cutting my losses quickly, I'm sizing in effectively. If you really want to learn how the game works, it's going to be that first link down below in the description. There's so much included within Trader Society. If you want to check it out, it's going to be the first link. You can get started instantly and trade with us live tomorrow at Market Open. I'm going to be wrapping up this video. I will see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open. I will also be posting my updated watch list, as I give you guys frequently watch lists throughout the week with important updates. That will be posted tomorrow morning as well. I'm telling you guys, let's have a phenomenal trading week. I'm very excited for these trading opportunities. CLOV, Tesla, and SPY. Those are going to be the top 3 for the week. I'll see you guys tomorrow live at Market Open.